What is happening, everyone? It's Jacob here. It's a beautiful Friday, and this is gonna be the experimental show. Basically, Michelle's out of town. You got Joey and Matt working in the background. We couldn't get things done on Thursday, so we got pushed to Friday, and now they're making production. We need as many pumpkins as we can get right now. So what I'm gonna do is show you guys the progress on this piece that came from the experimental show. So what you guys can see is that, and if you didn't watch that specific experimental show, we made first, it was a soft cloud. It was like soft cushion or something. So this is a rain cloud that's gonna be sitting propped up. Let's see if I can go like this. Right on top of this sweet guy. And it actually balances perfect. So that's what I gotta figure out, how to make that happen. Then I had this sweet lightning bolt made by Mo, one of the people hanging out here at the Glass Academy. That's gonna go just like that. With a hint of yellow to it, and it's gonna look super tight. Now the thing that I didn't realize when I was making this is that, and Michelle suggested I make a little indent in the bottom of it, except I was rushed and I didn't make the indent big enough for this. So it actually fits okay, but you see, maybe you can, maybe you can't. There's a little bit of air, a little bit of room in between, right there. Little triangular gap. And so what I'm first hoping, the first problem in this project, and the reason I've been putting it off, is that I hope with just probably like 35% of one side being glued with UV glue to the top of it, and the fact that it actually balances perfectly, like you just saw there, I'm hoping that that's going to be strong enough for the piece to be made. And then this piece is another situation where this was lamp worked by Mo, and she did a couple runs at it and it turned out really good, except we're going to see how well this can focus on it. Except for the fact that it may not focus. There's a crack right in this connection point right in here, a tiny little crack. So I think the first thing I'll do in the first part of the experimental show is I got to take it over to the torch. I'll light up the torch to show you guys how that goes, and then I'm gonna have to ever so slowly introduce this into the flame and hopefully melt that crack out without cracking it more. And so this is soft glass, it's not borosilicate glass, so it was already worked at a lower temperature than usual and is a really tricky glass to work with, like these guys. And so all I gotta do is be patient. The flame's over here, I'm gonna start way out here, and I'm gonna very slowly inch it closer and closer until hopefully I can get a little bit of heat on that, maybe pinch it a couple times and squish it back together, and just hope for the best. So we're gonna see what happens here. I'll take you guys through the gallery over to the torch work area. No lights on in here, but it's looking real good. Displays are coming together. We've got our pre-order pumpkin display here. Just a couple pumpkins for people to get the idea of what our Periwinkle 2022 pumpkin's all about. We're gonna come this way. You guys hear the sounds of the hot shopper, a beautiful thing in the background. We come over to this corner. We brought you here last week because we also were a little behind schedule last week. Things are rolling perfectly smooth. It's just the streaming on specific days, specifically Thursday when the gallery's opening up. It is a hectic one, and we love it. It's good. It spurs the energy, or spurs the creativity for sure, but sometimes it just hasn't gone all the way through. Here is the raindrops Matt made this morning while he was waiting for the furnace to fire up. These are our two torches. You can see we got a smaller one here. This is our jumbo strong boy. Come over to this side, we've got our two tanks, big oxygen tank, little propane tank down here behind the trash can, and then we've got all of our lamp working tools lined up right in here. So I'm gonna set down the camera. I'm gonna put it right here like this, facing the torch. The torch is angled up, so it's not gonna have any issues. First things first, we gotta get our torch sparker. You guys have seen these tools before. We got lighters too, but these are fun. Really get to just give it the old Sparky special. Turn on the oxygen, turn on the propane. Always check the regulators are dialed in properly. And I actually haven't worked with this this big torch yet. I've only worked with the small one, so we're gonna start with the main one here. Main oxygen, main gas. Ooh, baby. You can turn that up. Now there's another one, there's a fourth lever on here, so I'll have to get the hang of that. Not a fourth lever, but a fourth dial. The flame is super important how you get it dialed in. It's just like working with the hot glass or with the soft glass on the torch. Too gassy, it'll burn the color. There's a nice little flame. Huh? Heard. She is a little sensitive. If there's too much oxygen, then it'll put bubbles into the glass. The soft glass is the toughest to work with, so. This piece could explode right now. We could have to have Mo make another one, but I'm just gonna start real far away. I'm gonna grab a tool so I'm not hurting my fingers. This is a serious repair job. Get a good grab of it. We want to make sure the side we want to be torched. It's cracked all the way through, so we're just going to start from real far away up here. Hope everybody's having a really nice day. Show's not live. This would be a perfect opportunity for me to get a glimpse at some comments. So I'm just going to focus on this right now. It's kind of like real gentle. Is either going to work or it's going to pop and break right off. The other thing I could have done is turned on a small annealer right here, brought it up to 900 degrees and then scooped it out of there and brought it to the flame. It would have probably made a big difference, but I'm already in it now. What's up, Marissa? I'm doing the experimental show here, trying to show these guys how to fix a cracked piece of glass.
Very cool. I'll talk about this later.
Sounds great. So it hasn't cracked yet. I've been touching it with the tip of the flame. That's a really good sign. I'm seeing yellow come off of the glass. Now I'm hitting it hard enough with the flame that the flame's actually bouncing off the piece. When you see that, it changes the color of the tip of the flame. I'm doing pretty good here, actually. some sort of, there we go, pump up the air a little. A little fluffier. You guys remember what fluffier means. But if it's too fluffy, it's gonna burn. Fluffy means the gas content. Ooh. Let's flip it around. Ooh. I think it's going pretty good here. Get a second pair of tweezers. Easy about working with a material you can't touch. Holy crap, you guys. Might be working. I wish the camera had the ability to show you such a minute level the crack that I'm talking about, because it's very, very tiny. It's almost, I think it might be gone. It's molten. I got the glass molten again. It's glowing yellow, glowing orange. I see a little bit of brownness, so I'm really trying to not brown it out at all. But honestly, I think I got the crack completely, at least on the outside. There's only a little sliver that you could tell something happened on the inside. That doesn't matter as long as it's secure. So I think that's pretty good. It's really hard to see, but that was the crack right in that crevice right there. I'm gonna set this to the side. Let it hang off the fire brick so the hot stuff isn't touching. Just like that. I'm gonna always actually turn the, just like with the torch out there, you turn the oxygen gas off first so that it bleeds the lines. There it goes, it's off. So now it's slowly gonna start taking itself down. There we are. So that's gonna be, that was about 12 minutes of torching. That's gonna be real warm for a minute here. So I'm gonna leave this on that, and I'm gonna take you back over to the cold working area and show you how we glue glass together. And if you guys, a lot of people ask about repairs, if we do repairs, there's a lot of experimenting and doing it your own way with glass repairs. You know, there's glue, you can polish different pieces and glue them together. You can, I mean, glue's pretty much the main one, but there's ways you can get creative with it. I'm gonna have to get creative with it here. I thought about, and I'll show you guys this again, I thought about trying to grind out with the Dremel a couple of these top dents that are what's holding this back from sitting flush in the piece, smoothing it down so it sits more like that. But that seems a little hairy. That's kind of like trying to put together like a table out of wood, and you need the exact angles to come together. So if this sits actually perfectly flat on there how it is, if I grind it a bunch and smooth it down, maybe it'll sit like this, you know? So I've got it good where it is right now. The only thing is that it's only gonna be about like 25% surface contact to the cloud. So we'll give it a shot. Take it over to our gluing station, which is right here. We do a lot of different gluing projects. Chris mostly, but because of his hustling and his sweet, cool installation pieces. So this is not necessarily my station, but I do know how everything works over here. If you leave the acetone wide open, it's all gonna melt out. No, melt, evaporate. So we'll start with our UV glue. The trick, and I'm gonna have to watch it, is that I'm gonna have to balance this on the glue and then turn on our UV lights, which are right over here. So in order to get this lined up properly, I'm gonna have to kind of risk it for the biscuit a little bit. Put this guy right here. This guy's just gonna sit like this, balance. And then I got 2 UV lights. It's pretty sunny out, but I also don't want to leave this guy outside right now. There's one. There's the other. Man, that glass looks cool, doesn't it? Okay. We got the UV glue right here. The trick is doing it clean. Do it once, do it right one time, and it's gonna be good. But if I'm slopping it around and slipping it around, sliding it around, it's not gonna come off correct. So I'm just gonna lift it up one time. I know where the surface area is connected, and I can see the way it balances, just like that. So all I need to do is get it right in here. Not too much, I don't want it to drip off the whole piece. Oh yeah. That's what we're talking about. I thought it might be slippery because of the glue and I might have to hold it in place till it solidifies, but it's still holding its weight right where we want it. The glue's got a stronger connection than I thought. There's still room on the one side perfectly for that lightning bolt. And the beauty of glue is that it looks really watery, it looks glassy. So even though it's just a weird connection on the bottom, it's not perfectly flush, and it's not really even hidden. It almost looks like there's glass in between the glass and the cloud. Well, it definitely makes me nervous. Maybe I'm gonna do something to come over here, but it doesn't matter. Even if it's a split moment, if the thing's gonna slide off and hit the flow, it's going to, but that UV glue works so fast, it's already stabilizing. So that's just amazing. Take a look up in there, folks. Kind of a tough video. Sorry, this isn't the normal way. I'm filming it backwards towards myself right now, but I hope that was something cool for you guys, something a little bit different for the experimental show. It's experimental for me, putting together pieces like this. It's not something I normally do. But that's the beauty of the experimental show, and that's the beauty of our streaming, is that it's allowing us, it's allowing me, it's pushing me to do different things that could have sat on the shelf for another couple months during the busy season for all I know, but there we go. That's 20 minutes. I'm gonna let that guy glue. It'll sit all day, all night, probably all Renaissance weekend because I'm leaving tomorrow. But then I'm gonna come back. Hopefully that lightning bolt survived. If that's the case, I'm gonna flip this honey over and glue him right to the bottom as well, and then have a 3-part piece, and that's gonna be one that I'm I'm gonna be pretty proud of if it does come out together, because I really like the way that it sits. So thanks guys very much. Hope you're having a great weekend. Had a great weekend, and we will see you guys on Tuesday. We got some beautiful custom orders coming up. Everything's amazing, and we will talk to you guys real soon.